The first of the balancing poses is called UTTHITA HASTA PÆDÄNGUŠTÄNÄSANA. This pose requires a strong and equanimous mind and an equal center. Let's get started understanding the basics of balance. Since you'll be balancing on one leg, your center of gravity, which is in the center of your pelvis, shifts over one leg. Let's start off nice and easy and take the flexibility completely out of the equation. Move your hands onto your natural waist and we'll just get started nice and easy. Transfer your weight over onto the left side and then inhale as you draw your right knee into your chest. Hold on to your shin bone and gaze down. Let's hold this for about 5 breaths. 1. Just work on the balance and feel yourself aligned along the center line. 2, 3, 4. Feel your left foot working and keep the left leg as straight as you can. And now slowly bring your knee out to the side as you drop through that external rotation of the hip joint. Remember the movement of Trikonasana where you spin your right trochanter back and down to stabilize your leg. Hold it here for another moment and then inhale, bring it back to the center. Take your hands onto your waist. Now in order to lift your leg and keep it straight, think about moving your hip back. So suck it in, bring your leg straight, hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's set it down. Okay, let's try the left side, nice and easy, just like that. Draw the belly in, align yourself along the center line, and inhale, draw your left hip back, gaze down. 1, 2, 3, 4, feel your right leg working, belly inside, and 5, spiral your left hip out to the side, belly sucks in. 1, look over to the right if you have your balance. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch your gaze back to the center, draw the left knee in, hands to your waist, and remember, pull the hip back, straighten the leg. 1, 2, gaze at your toes. 3, 4, and 5. Place it down. Shake it out for a moment. Okay, that was a pretty fast little warm-up into the balancing poses. The best way to learn balance is to fall. So if you feel yourself teetering around, flopping off to the side, awesome. Pick it back up and try again. Only when this easy modification of the pose feels good do you want to proceed further. So if you found this quite challenging when you're going through the practice segments of the primary series course, please go ahead and keep this modification. Check in with yourself, make sure you're ready for a green light. The body gives you a green light, let's go for the full expression of the pose. Hands onto your waist. Inhale as you pull your right hip back, start off again, hold your knee. Glide your hand down and hold your toe. Then pull your right hip back and straighten the right leg. Hold it here for a moment. Flex the foot for an easy grip and just work on the balance. Only if your balance feels good, then think about folding forward. And as you fold forward, again, pull your hip back, back, back. If you feel that it's too much stretch on the hamstring, dial it down a little bit. Hold it there. Inhale, come on up. Slowly move the leg to the side, pulling the sitting bones towards each other. When you have your balance, look to the left. 2, 3, don't worry about pointing your toe on the first try. 4, and 5. Switch your gaze, back to the center, right hip back. Then inhale, make space in the emptiness of the pelvis, pull the right hip back and fold. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release your foot. 1, 2, 3, almost there. 4, and settle it down. Okay, the balancing poses are also quite hard. When you fold forward, orient 3 places in the body, your sternum, your pubic bone, and your knee. Now, if you found that easy, you may be able to go directly for your toe rather than stopping first on the knee. You could give it a try. Or if you want to continue holding the knee as your first step, all good. Take a nice deep breath in, calm the mind. Hands to your waist. Forgive yourself if you topple over, no problem. Inhale, bring the left arm up, exhale. Inhale, prepare, bringing the hip back, reach down, pull the left hip back, stabilize. Only when you feel stable, find those 3 points, your sternum, your pubic bone, your left knee, and bring them together. You could switch the gaze down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and inhale, come on up. Exhale slowly. Notice the hips shift over to the side to compensate for the weight of the left leg. Look over to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the center. Feel your hip joint moving into place. You feel it move in, drop it back, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands to the waist again. 1, remember to pull the hip back, chest up, shoulders broad. 3, 4, and 5. Settle it down. So remember, it's all about pulling the hip back. Never try to lift your leg up. If you find yourself lifting your leg and it's up, you always want to pull it back into the inner space of the pelvis. Remain calm and equanimous. If you noticed your thigh muscles burning, your abdominal muscles burning, remain equanimous. Practice santosha. What is simply is. The second balancing pose is ARDHA BADDHA PADMOTTÄNÄSANA. We're going to enter this in a simple tree pose. Slowly, externally rotate your right hip joint. Then, glide your foot up along the inner thigh of the left leg. Belly draws in, hands in prayer. Hold this for 5 breaths. 1. Actively press your right foot into the left thigh. Engage the left thigh and press into the right foot. 2, 3, 4. Almost there, keeping the belly sucked in. Tune into the inner body for a moment. Tune into the right knee. Make sure there's no pain in the right knee. If there's pain in the right knee or you feel a little off balance, just stay here. Wait for the green light from your body and then proceed. Reach down, pick it up, the right foot, into the left hip crease. And this is a full half lotus position, the first one of the practice. Pause for a moment, check in with the right knee. Never force or push it down. Reach around the back, hold on to the elbow, pause. If you feel all right, you can hold on to the foot. But don't worry, if you can't grab the foot, you can just leave it around near the elbow. Switch your gaze down. The first way to fold forward, if your knee feels good, take both of your hands, reaching them down. First the right hand, then the left. Inhale, lift the chest forward. Exhale, fold. 1, 2, 3. Pause for a moment and check in. And if possible, reach around the back, taking your hand towards your foot. 4, and 5. Inhale, exhale, keep the gaze down. Inhale, slowly, come on back up. And exhale, come on back to standing. We're going to go on that same journey on the left side. So you may be feeling that there's some activation around the glutes, around your upper hamstring. All is good. Part of what brings balance is strengthening the muscles in the pelvic bowl. Okay, here we go. Left side. Find your left hip joint. Bring it up into the tree. Draw the belly in. Hands in prayer. Pause for a moment. Find your balance. Find the calm and equanimous mind. Check in with the left knee. Make sure all is good. Activate the right inner thigh. Doing good. If your left knee gives you a green light, all feels good. Your balance is good. Reach down. Find your foot. Slide it up onto the right hip crease. Left knee points down, belly inside. This time, you know what to do. If you need to hold on to your foot and take your left hand down, go for that. But this time, if possible, hold on to the left foot. Then gaze down, sucking the belly in. Gaze down right ahead of your right toes. And exhale, fold, fold, fold. Right hand on the ground. And exhale, fold. 1, 2. Keep the belly drawn in. 3, 4. And 5. Inhale, look up, but don't keep looking up. Don't look up when on the way up. Instead, switch your gaze down to the ground. Exhale there, and then slowly use your strength through the right leg to come on up. And exhale back to standing. And these 2 balancing poses will test your patience with yourself. Remember to keep a calm and equanimous mind. No matter how many times you flop off to the side, forgive yourself. Pick it back up and try again. Never force your knee. Try to never push your knee into the ground. Never force yourself. Find a way to practice that's appropriate for your level and never get ahead of the game. A precocious yogi is often an injured yogi, so don't be that person. Okay, so we go for those 2 poses. Now we're going to move into UTTHITA and the warrior poses. All right, come on to the front of your mat. This is a flow through series that builds balance through endurance. So expect your thighs to burn. What do you do when your thighs are burning in the practice? You observe. My thighs are burning. And you stay. It's a great lesson in surrender, patience, humility, and tolerance. Here we go. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, fold forward, moving down. Inhale, chest up and forward. Exhale, easy, jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. All right, here we go. Easy jump forward. Now we're going to build up our Utkatasana. Bend the knees forward. Make sure the knees don't have any pain when you bend them forward. Bases of the big toes close together. Come up onto your fingertips. Glide your hands up to your knees. Press the knees into each other. Then lift your chest up, 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 and think about femurs moving back. Thigh bones move back. Belly inside. Hands in prayer. Are your thighs burning? My thighs are burning, so you observe. My thighs are burning. Let them burn. Patience, tolerance, like you're lowering yourself into the fire of purification. And then inhale, arms up. Elbows spiral into each other. Gaze up at the thumbs. 1, 2. Slowly, if possible, bring the arms up to more vertical, but keep the bend in the knees. 4. And 5, bring the hands down slowly all the way to the ground. Pause for a moment. The traditional vinyasa or lift up out of Utkatasana happens with bent knees. You might know this pose called Lolasana position. It's the same movement. You don't need to jump up. Just pull the knees into your chest to the best of your ability. Let's try it out right now. Hands forward, come up onto the balls of your feet. Knees between the arms, straight arms. Left foot up. Hold it. Hold it, put it down. Right foot up, hold it, put it down. Okay, both feet up. Here we go. Shoulders forward, forward, up. Oh, and you're probably down. Okay, so what's the option if it seems nearly impossible to lift both feet off the ground? Well, a little hop. So let's go over the little hop. Here we go. Shoulders gonna come forward, not a big hop, little hop, like a friendly little bunny. Here we go, just a little hop. Try that again, just a little hop. Again, now on this one, inhale, hop, exhale, jump back. Inhale, hop, exhale, jump back. Inhale, upward facing, exhale, downward facing. Okay, now we're gonna go into the warrior poses. Externally rotate your left hip joint, then step forward with the right foot, look down, see that your right heel is aligned with the left arch, come up onto your fingertips. Then send the right knee forward and send the right hip back. Then inhale, come on up, hands to your knee for a moment. Then hands to your waist, square your hips as forward as possible, draw the belly in. Then lift the ribs up away from the hips, avoid arching the back, avoid splaying the back hip, and really grab those hips and orient them forward. Now, avoid cheating the fire. So up here, this is a warrior that's not really working too hard. So you want to be a brave warrior. Get down, lower yourself into the fire. Do not be afraid. Hands in prayer. Hold it there for a moment. Then rise up through the center line, activating the bandhas. And inhale, arms up. 1. Draw the elbows in, lift the sternum up to the fingers. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just to check out the alignment, rest your hands down, hold your hips, straighten the leg, pop it over. Then again, square the hips forward over the left side and send the right leg back. So this is strong like your foundation. Then left knee forward and hip back at the same time. If you do too much forward, you're gonna collapse down, so you gotta pull it back. Square your hips forward, strong right leg. Belly sucks in. Think about releasing the right hip. Ribs lift away from the hips, hands in prayer. Lower yourself into the fire and arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hands in prayer. Warrior 2. Hold your hips, check your alignment. It's very common to have one hip hiked, so you're gonna drop that down. Check your alignment. Your left heel should stay lined up with the right arch. Belly in, avoid turning your hip forward, turn it so that your hips are square. Then check your knee. The knee shouldn't be caving in, it should be right over the foot. Pull the right hip away from the left knee, belly inside. Shoulders reach their maximum length. Look to the left. 1, 2, sink down into the fire. 3, 4, and 5. Hold the hips, bring it up, turn it to the side. Sometimes when you turn, you're gonna get that hip up kind of thing, but remember, we wanna get the hips to be balanced. This is a balancing pose, strength and endurance. Belly sucks in, reach back with the left side, sending the knee forward and hip back at the same time. Really stabilize. Pull your right knee back, left hip away. Then find the center line. Belly sucks in, arms spread. Are your thighs burning? My thighs are burning. Do you remember what to do? I think you do. You observe. My thighs are burning. Do not react, do not run away. Observe. Train the mind to be calm. Almost there. 2, 3, get down. Submit yourself to the fire. 3, patience, humility, tolerance, perseverance. These are the lessons of the balancing poses. And 5, exhale, hands down. And slowly, easily step back to plank. Pause here for a moment. Sometimes you're going to see people jump back into chaturanga. Totally acceptable. I only recommend that you do this if you think it's fun. I don't really think it's appropriate for many people unless you have very strong shoulders. So I'll show you how to try if you want to try. Hands to the ground, step your foot back, keep your right knee into your chest, pitch your shoulders forward in a nice easy up and back. Inhale, come forward to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Look forward, inhale, come forward, and come to seated. Okay, these are our balancing poses for today. VÍRABHADRÁSANA is named after the great warrior Vīrabhadra, who was created out of a lock of the Hindu god Shiva's hair. And when that dreadlock that was torn off of Shiva's hair reached down to the earth, the warrior landed in the shape of Warrior One, the first of the warrior poses. And then he took his aim and spread his arms for the second of the warriors. Whenever you practice a pose named after a sage from India's historic past, you align yourself with the energy of that sage. Vīrabhadra became a warrior of Dharma. Each of you, as you begin to practice the spiritual lessons of yoga and integrate them into your life, are warriors of Dharma, warriors of goodness, warriors of peace in the world. I hope you keep the seed of inspiration to practice and the strength of the spiritual journey in your heart, in every breath, and in every moment of your life. Remember these tips and tricks from this tutorial when you begin to practice the Ashtanga Yoga Primary Series. And I thank you for letting me be your guide into the inner tradition of yoga. Namaste.